If you don't know, Ariana Grande is concerningly skinny, and people claim to be concerned about it. And I'm not really gonna talk before I say anything. We're gonna go through some things, okay? I'm going to show you a few tweets, like literally 3 tweets, and then I'm gonna play like 2 TikTok videos, okay? To kind of set the stage for this conversation. I'm not really gonna add much into either side of the debate that's being had because I'm nuanced here. So I think this is a very clear example of something that is way too nuanced for social media because gray does not exist for y'all. Y'all show time and time again. So I'm not even going to really invest myself too deeply in this conversation. I'm going to use it as an opportunity to show y'all how much emotional intelligence y'all lack as well as nuance. Okay. So let's start here. Right? So let me make my chat smaller. So as you can see, right? Hold on. As you can see, this is a clip from Ariana Grande's recent music video, right? So you see how they have now edited her as a skeleton. That's not in the original video, right? Because of how skinny she is and how alarmed people are with her body. This is now a GIF on Twitter, right? Whatever. Not really funny, but all right. So let's go. This is the first tweet that I seen where I was like, y'all are so strange. Okay. So this was the clip from the video. This person says, I hope y'all are aware, even if she actually gets help and gets better, she might still die because of the damage that is already done to her body. But y'all keep encouraging her and telling her and us there's nothing to worry about. Okay. Another tweet. Ariana Grande is going to die if no one intervenes. And no, it's not anti-woman or body shaming to say so. This conversation is insane. Choice feminists are insane. She's sick. She's not right in her mind. She needs help and she needs to be stopped from harming other girls with her example right now. Anyone enabling this or helping to promote it is evil. Full stop. Without public shaming, the industry won't intervene. Her family won't intervene. They're all collecting checks as she melts away. And they'll likely make more if she dies. Okay? So, I'm going to play quickly 2 TikTok clips. And I'm going to give my take on this. Hold on. Let me fix this really quick.
About Ariana Grande. The gag is, can we talk about Ariana Grande? The gag is, I actually don't want to, but a lot of y'all have lost the plot so severely, you left me no choice. So actually, let's start with what y'all are talking about. All of the comments I'm about to show you are on one video that in my humble opinion shouldn't exist, like so many others, but here we are. The first one says, my concern for her has turned into anger. I'm so sick of people infantilizing her. This is a 33-year-old grown woman who knows exactly what she's doing. This is a sentiment that I've seen a lot of, and it makes me feel like I'm going cookie crazy. Let's say she has an eating disorder, and disordered eating is mental illness. Last time I checked, part of the disorder is believing the lie that you are healthy because you're smaller. You're not trying to hoodwink or maliciously deceive the people who care about you, but you believe, or at the very least want to believe, what you're selling. And to the 33-year-old grown woman part, I'm 30, and last time I checked, eating disorders and mental illness don't have an age limit. This one is my favorite. Forget about the kids. I shouldn't be exposed to that. My sweet, sweet loves, just as Ariana Grande is a grown woman, we are also grown. The unfollow, not interested, and block buttons are all right there. What has had me feeling the most lost is that there seem to be a lot of people who are feeling victimized by what Ariana Grande may or may not be struggling with. Which brings me to, we can't seriously be normalizing this. I need us to remember that words mean things. Yes, Thin is in is back with a vengeance and we need to do everything in our power to defeat it, but we are all victims of the same systems. And a lot of us are victims of the same systems without having millions of people criticizing your body and everything that you do for over a decade. But for some reason, when you're in a position of power, you don't get that same grace. There are lots of celebrities who are pushing GLP-1s. There are influencers happily engaging in fatphobic rhetoric. Ariana Grande is just making her music and releasing her movies. And all I've seen since the Wicked Part 1 press tour is criticism of how she looks. So I don't know who y'all think is normalizing what. A lot of us lived through the Kardashians pushing flat tummy tea era, and they didn't have to take accountability for anything, despite the fact that a lot of people were pushing products and were pushing a specific narrative. She is just existing in her body and clearly struggling with something. The only comment that made me feel like I wasn't on an island said, people care about mental illness until it's an eating disorder. And I think that just kind of speaks for itself. Now the girl is taking a step back and you're still mad at her because she's not taking accountability. And I'm gonna be serious with you for a second. Accountability for what? As we've already established, Ariana Grande is not one of the many celebrities who is currently pushing GLP-1s. I haven't seen her in a fitness ad of any kind. Y'all are upset because she's not giving you the full status of her own health. I think it's weird that I have to say this, but she doesn't know you that. You're not expressing concern. You're seeking retribution for something that does not directly impact you. To the people who are saying, what about the kids? I invite you to parent them. No, you cannot protect young girls from everything, especially the implications of pop culture. Just a couple months ago, we were all talking about surviving.
A lot of y'all are not concerned about Ariana Grande. I think y'all just want to talk about her body and relate it to ED. And I understand how the pictures that come out on her most recent tour, it can look as if she's frail, she's skinny, she's smaller. However, we don't know for sure that she has ED. And I don't know if y'all understand this. Like, she could actually have an illness, like an actual health condition that we know nothing about. We do not know her body. So to come on here and make really broad blanket statements about like her body and what's going on, you know she's not eating like that. Like, we don't know what's going on with her. If anything, the concern should be, I hope she's okay. I hope she's okay mentally. I hope her health is okay. It should not be shaming her and being like, oh, she's trying to glamorize being this skinny, she's trying to glamorize and justify it, and she's all these young things. Like, we don't know anything. And a lot of y'all are just being mean. Like, even if she does have ED, I don't get why a lot of y'all say some of the things I see y'all saying. I really think y'all want to be mean, and I don't understand. And then what are your mean comments going to do? She's already on tour. I don't understand it. You did the same thing to so many different celebrities, like Chadwick Boseman, who's so skinny. Oh, I'm so skinny, and then he had an illness, and it was all pray for him. Pray for this. Oh my gosh, we should have never commented. Like, how about we just not comment on a body that's not ours in the first place? I don't know. Controversial take. A lot of y'all are not concerned about Ariana Grande. I think I just want to talk about.
Okay, so that's a brief synopsis of kind of what's going on, and those 2 TikTok videos, I entirely agree with both of them. This Ariana Grande conversation is showing how how many of y'all truly lack emotional intelligence as well as operating in a state of nuance. And it's something that I already knew about a lot of y'all, but things like this show how y'all are just way too black and white. And I do agree that a lot of things, especially things that are blatantly harmful, I do think that there's certain things that should be very black and white, right? However, everything overlaps, right? Many of these things, whether even if you're on one side of it and there's another, they all intersect somehow, right? So everybody's opinion matters, everyone's perspective matters to a certain extent, depending on what we're talking about, okay? And it just matters because even if it's something that you disagree with or that is wrong, the other perspective is still valid because it adds to the overall point of the conversation, and it also is a big factor in finding a solution. So hold on, let me move this over so my TikTok doesn't mess up. Okay, so I have seen opinions on this, like I do with most things online. The only nuanced take that I've seen was from D'Angelo Wallace, who is very consistent with nuance. So he was probably the only person that I've seen cover this the way you should, especially having a big platform like him. And I seen like those TikTok videos I played. I seen a couple TikTok videos and a couple little tweets here and there of people really approaching this conversation with the grace and the delicacy that it deserves, right? But of course, some people feel like it doesn't deserve all of this tiptoeing around because she's a white pop star who's been in the public eye since she was a teenager. And again, I'm not really here to dive too deep into my opinions on it. What I will say is that from gathering information from both sides, from people who are the way Ariana looks and her most likely being sick or having an ED can be very triggering, and it can be harmful for young girls looking up to her who may think this is body goals and this is something that's normal and that this is what healthy looks like. And talking about the domino effect of her literally just existing and looking this way and what it can do to young people and how it can affect them negatively. And I also think that, and I think this is a valid conversation to have, to be able to use her as an example to bring awareness to EDs, to anorexia. Even if she doesn't possibly have it, I'm not going to sit up here and invalidate the conversation. Like, I think that it should be talked about. On the flip side, I also agree with the people who were like, she might not have an eating disorder. She may have an illness, but it might not be an eating disorder. I love people using Chadwick as an example, who may God rest his soul, who ended up having cancer. And so even just bringing up Chadwick's name, I feel like should kind of dead this whole conversation, to be honest, because I think that oftentimes social media doesn't get enough reminders of how unreal this shit is. And many people think that just because someone has been in the public eye for a certain period of time and they know certain things about them, that they know everything. And that even if certain things are extremely obvious, that they know things for a fact. And that's even why when I come on here and I talk, that I always leave room for other things to be true, because I never want to sit up here and talk about someone's life who, yes, is in the public eye and who, yes, shares information and yes, they're allowed to be critiqued. But I don't know them. And especially when we're getting in health territory, yeah, even though her body is being put on display for us to critique and have an opinion about, I also don't have to have an opinion about it, because I don't know her and I don't know where her health is. And so on the flip side, I also agree with the people who were like, hey, it's a bit unfair to put all of this responsibility on her for young people who may feel like this is goals or this is, because then we're getting into territory where, hey, when everybody was trying to come at Meg and Cardi for WAP, we were saying, well, yeah, this is not the most appropriate song for kids, but this is, go handle your own kids. I feel like when these kind of conversations come up, we're always the ones to say, yes, these celebrities do hold a certain level of accountability and responsibility because they're in the public eye. And naturally, a lot of them are just going to attract young people, even if that's not their target audience. But at the same exact time, when we're having a conversation about what kids are exposed to and what you don't want them to be exposed to, you need to go talk to the damn kids yourself. Go talk to your children. Go talk to your little siblings. Go talk to your cousins. Go talk to your nieces and nephews. Go talk to these kids. Shit, you be the example, right? Instead of, I do think that it's something very strange to make someone who's literally ill some kind of villain because they're simply in the spotlight. And again, I'm aware that there's a lot of other conspiracies about what her intentions are and why she's doing things the way that she's doing them. I'm not here to get into that. I'm just saying that I really identify with both perspectives on this situation with Ariana. That's it. I don't lean too much into this side, and I don't lean too much into this side. And a lot of you guys lean too far into one side, right? the two sides I just explained of this conversation, everyone should agree with both. If you're any type of human that just values humanity and cares about people and their health, and who also, any just kind of like sane, emotional, intelligent person, I think can agree with both sides of what I just explained. If you lean too far into one side of this conversation, you are making it too rigid and skewed to what you want this conversation to be about. You are making it too rigid and skewed toward what you want this conversation to be about, when all of it matters. All of it's valid. And there's such extreme sides being taken because of stans who has stan brain and who are just by default stupid and want to ignore things that are very serious and ignore very valid reality that people have lived and are living. And then there's other people who are on the super other extreme side of the conversation because they feel triggered. And I'm not blaming some people for speaking out about it who feel triggered. I don't like that. So I'm not blaming people for being triggered, but I'm saying that the conversation is turning into turning into something bigger, as it should, but the tone is very aggressive. Everybody just telling this girl that, hey, your body looks disgusting. You need to eat something. It's hideous. Just looking at you makes me feel uncomfortable. You need to go away. And everyone just telling this girl that she's dying and that she's going to die. It seems like you guys just really want her to handle this in the way that you want her to. So then, God forbid, if she leaves this earth sooner than she's supposed to, you guys just want that to happen so y'all can be able to say, I told you so. Let's not make this about concern. I see right through y'all. Y'all do this a lot where you like to use concern and accountability as a cloak for attacking someone. You like to use concern and accountability as a cloak to use hostile language toward a stranger. Feel how you feel. Have the conversations you want to have. But you don't have to use all of this harmful language that can derail someone's mental health who is already clearly mentally ill. But y'all don't care about that. Y'all don't care about Ariana. Y'all are going to forget this lady exists. And like, once she's done with her tour, y'all are going to forget that this lady even exists. And you're going to move on to the next talking point. If you want to have conversations about EDs and how influenced, children can be by literally anything in media, but especially this, I don't mind this conversation being had. But y'all don't have to keep being so mean. I mean, it's just simply that simple. And the thing about it is, look, I get it. I've talked about the tough love approach on here before. That tough love approach might have worked for you, and it definitely would work for some people. You telling someone and see, this is where I love to point out the theme. I'm going to consistently every week point out the theme of real life versus social media because y'all show it so much. In real life, when you actually know someone, you could go up to them and use this language. You can go up to them and be like, you look hideous. Your body looks terrible. You are withering away. You're dying. You need to eat something. You need help, right? Based off you knowing a person and you knowing that the tough love approach will work, right? That's something you can lean on because you know them. Even if you know that they might not be able to accept the tough love approach or it might not work, but the illness is so serious that it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter about your approach and how you make your approach more digestible for them. That's how you get to combat that in real life. You have the privilege of being able to get all your friends and family and go get the ill person that you know in real life and go take them to get some help. You can physically get them some help, whether they want it or not, right? So that's the beauty in real life of these types of conversations, that people know how to talk to people that they know, right? Based off the situation. But again, yes, if this is this type of situation where it's so extreme that they need help, no matter what your delivery is, you have the ability to physically go get that person help because you care. On social media with this pop star who's been in the spotlight forever, who y'all don't really care about, and y'all are using this tough love approach that, again, can work in real life. You guys don't know this lady. You don't know what she was diagnosed with. And I'm not saying that she doesn't have an eating disorder, but I'm saying that you literally don't know. And I'm saying that hundreds and thousands of people telling this lady, all using this tough love approach, but really it's actually just very hostile and just outright mean. What is all of these words? There's no guarantee that all of this is going to do more good than harm. Y'all don't have the privilege to be able to go physically get her and take her to get some help. the way you guys are going about this can hurt her even more. And I'm not saying that she has to be coddled like a baby, because I see that talking point. They're like, oh, she's so grown. Why does everybody have to coddle her? Why do y'all have to be so aggressive? Like, why do y'all have to be so like verbally abusive with people you don't know? Because people are so famous, you think that you can just talk to and about them any kind of way that you want. That's strange. You guys can't talk to people in real life to their face about this and think that everyone is just going to eat it. Because God forbid if this lady leaves this earth sooner than she's supposed to, y'all won't care. Y'all won't care. Y'all literally will not care anyway. Y'all are so... Literally the only issue with this Ariana thing is there are always better ways to say things. I say this all the time. And it's not even like you have to sugarcoat it. I mean, there are literally so many, there's so much language, there's so many words to use in the English dictionary that you can choose from that do not involve you literally telling someone who's already ill that they're passing away. Even if that's true, even if it's blatantly obvious. What did you say? What is you alongside hundreds and thousands of strangers spewing it all over the internet, alongside blaming her for being ill in public, in the public eye, and indirectly or directly influencing young girls to enable eating disorders? Like, what did this? How does this help her? You don't know her. You don't know how she feels. You don't know how her family feels. You don't know the conversations or the doctors or therapy she's had. None of us know any of this. And we're getting too comfortable with speaking about celebrities like we know them and we know everything that's going on. Again, not to invalidate the fact that things that y'all are saying could be true. But the tone is so hateful and you guys are lying saying that you're concerned. You're not concerned. You're triggered. And you don't want to protect. You're not concerned for Ariana. You're concerned for who may be influenced by Ariana, by Ariana's illness, which is actually, which I'm not even really saying is a bad thing. I'm just saying stop lying. I'm saying stop lying and saying, oh, we're concerned and we want her to get help. No, you want her to go away and just not be in your, like, you don't want her to be visible to you or any of her young fans because she's ill. You don't care if she actually gets better. I literally just read a tweet of someone saying, hey, even if she gets help, even if Ariana gets help and she gets better, she's probably still going to be gone. She's probably still going to leave this earth. Who says something like that? So even if she does get help, she's too far gone. So it's not worth her even trying to get help. What is the point here? It's so weird. So all I'm saying is stop lying, saying that you're concerned, because you're not. Again, yes, have conversations. People feel like just because celebrities are in the public eye that, hey, this is what they sign up for. And we as the public, we have every right to talk to and about any of these people any kind of way we want. Because we can. They're celebrities. They're in the public eye. We can talk about them. I think a lot of y'all show how you really don't truly value humanity when we talk about celebrities a certain kind of way. That's why even on here, even if I'm talking about a person, again, unless they did something like undeniably harmful, like I try my best to use situations as an example to have another conversation. And so something like this that I feel like is there's way too many like nuanced conversations that y'all attempt to have on social media that always end up in a full-blown black and white debate, because a lot of you guys are never open to another perspective and you just are convinced you are right, especially if you have experienced a certain kind of thing. So you can't even acknowledge the gray area in the conversation because your mind is made up. And using this type of logic online is so strange, because a lot of the times we're speaking about people that we're speaking about people that we don't know. We're speaking about situations that we don't have the full story on. We're speaking about situations that we don't have all sides to. We're too comfortable speaking about celebrities all willy-nilly. And I'm not going to talk about it in this episode, but y'all have certain celebrities behind a shield because they're your fave and you like them. So nobody can talk about certain people, right? Because they're perfect in your eyes and y'all have made that decision. But everybody else, we can talk about their body, but there's a certain group of people that y'all have protected, that if anybody critiques them or has anything to say about them, just like how y'all are talking about Ariana's body, if anyone, there's a small group of people, I'm not going to name names, who y'all don't let anybody say nothing about, even if they're wrong or could be wrong. Don't let somebody talk about one of y'all faves body that y'all love to protect. Because I don't think y'all would be using the same argument that, oh, this is what she signed up for. She's in the spotlight. Yes, we all talk about everybody all day. We all talk about things we don't all the time. Some of us are more responsible than others. Some of us acknowledge that we are open to being wrong. Some of us acknowledge that we don't have all the details. Some of us give grace because we value humanity. And even though these people are in the spotlight, they're still regular people. Sorry, some of us, sorry. Sorry that some of us still try to bring real life human code and how you should conduct yourself with strangers onto social media. Sorry, I forgot it doesn't work like that. Sorry, I forgot on social media, you can just talk to everybody any kind of way because nobody's going to run up and punch you dead in your face. It's weird. Y'all wouldn't let none of this shit fly in real life, but you let it fly online. Yes, people can critique Ariana alongside everybody else. I say it all the time. None of these people are above critique. None of them. The issue is, as I point out on my episodes all the time, y'all are never consistent. So yes, as we're talking about Ariana right now, y'all are saying, well, she's in the spotlight. We can critique her. We can talk about her. Okay, so I'm going to shut my mouth and wait until somebody talks about one of those celebrities that y'all like to shield and say, can't talk about this person. No matter what they do, they're perfect, they're amazing. I'm going to shut up and wait until the day comes that someone starts attacking them the same way y'all are doing Ariana or talking about their body or something. And I'm going to see what y'all defense is for that. Because it's going to be some bullshit. Y'all are never consistent. I know, I hate to admit it too. Celebrities are people. I hate to admit it too. They are people too. They are humans too. It's either you care about these celebrities or you don't. Not that you get to pick and choose who we can critique and pick apart and who we're not allowed to. The thing is, y'all prop up these phones and act like y'all actually care about these things. And y'all say, no, we're concerned. Or no, we're just holding this person accountable. No, you're not. You're lying. And a lot of you guys get monetized off your opinions. You guys are not allowing yourself to be nuanced enough because you know that leaning more on one side is going to profit you a lot more because you know everyone on social media is stupid and thinks in black and white anyway. And again, I agree that you can't be in the middle on everything, or you can't only just be that you can't sit in the gray for every little thing, that there are certain things you do need to quote unquote pick a side on. But goddamn, we're talking about someone's health here that we're handling, that you would expect humans to handle delicately, even if it's something where people feel like, oh, there's not much that can be done. People are acting like this lady is not ill. They're literally like, this is not normal behavior. This is not normal behavior. So although I can stand on the side of everyone who is quote unquote trying to hold Ari accountable for being ill in the public eye, and although I can agree with a lot of the conversations and the conversations around the awareness of eating disorders, I don't really need to sit up here. To be honest with you, in real life, I don't care about Ariana Grande. I don't care about her. Don't know the lady, never gonna meet her. But seeing her, and if she is ill, all I can say is prayers to her. And I really hope that she is getting help. And then I hope that she does get better. Because that's just sad to see. I have a heart. I'm human. But I'm not finna get up on here and act like I care enough about this lady or this situation to be like, oh, she's influencing kids terribly. I'm sorry, when y'all get up on here and bitch about certain things, we have bigger fish to fry. The kids are being influenced by terrible things a multitude of other ways. We can have these conversations later. Like, it's so fucking weird. It's so strange. It's like everything can, like, multiple things can be true at the same time. Even the people who posted nuanced takes on Twitter that went viral, they're like, oh, this is a nuanced take. It was literally someone saying, hey, yeah, the way that we're talking about this might contribute to her mental health negatively, but she is super famous and she definitely has access to professionals and people that can help her. These little girls who can be influenced by her do not. Blah, 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 blah. Like, how, like, what? It's not nuanced. Her being famous, bro. How many times have we seen famous people be ill in the public eye? Someone being famous and being ill does not automatically mean that, yeah, they have all this support and they have all this. Bro, niggas have literally died. Gang, like, what are we talking about? There's been people in the public eye who were ill and we laughed at them and looked at them like they were entertainment when they were literally in the middle of an episode. Stop acting like y'all care about celebrities and mental health. Or actually, stop acting like y'all care about mental health at all. Because if they are a celebrity, it automatically is no longer a conversation that we can approach with nuance or any type of grace. Unless it's a person that y'all want to protect and act like they're Jesus himself. Y'all be lying. I'm sorry. And the people that I've seen who actually truly care about Ariana's humanity side and her health from a human perspective, not a stan perspective, and not from a biased perspective. People who also have had to overcome eating disorders. I've seen so many videos of people, for one, not even directly speaking on their opinion about her body, but still allowing themselves to acknowledge what she most likely could possibly be going through and having a very productive conversation around eating disorders. And I've also seen people simply just say, I hope she gets better. I hope she does what she gets. This isn't comforting to see. This isn't comforting to watch. And if she's ill, I hope she gets better. Prayers to her. That's like what normal humans would say. Who are just simply, who have a heart and who are just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? All the extra commentary is unnecessary. But again, there's no point in me preaching about this because it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening. Things are going to keep happening in the public eye. You're going to continue to contradict yourself all the time. There's going to be someone that you really love who everyone is going to start critiquing or now attacking their body or attacking them for something. And y'all are going to be like, no, you're not allowed to talk about their body. Why are we talking about women's bodies? And then some of us are going to bring up this conversation again when that happens and be like, hey, don't y'all remember when y'all were literally attacking Ari just because she's literally ill in the public eye and y'all gave her no amount of grace, but just literally villainized her for being sick and put all the responsibility on her shoulders for possibly influencing young people to normalize or romanticize EDs? Remember when y'all did that? Oh, but now when it's going to be your favorite person. And then even the conversation around people being like, oh, well, y'all, everyone feels more comfortable talking about fat people, about fat people's bodies. So why can't we talk about skinny people's bodies? I don't want to sit up here and be corny and say two wrongs don't make a right, but y'all bring that up as if both things aren't okay. Now what? Both things aren't okay. Yes, we actually should not be comfortable with talking about people's bodies, period. But guess what? Y'all have been doing it anyway. So it's all wrong and it's all free game. Y'all talk about the smallest people, the biggest people, and everyone in between. Y'all pick at everything. Y'all always find something to bitch about. It doesn't make it okay that just because people feel comfortable picking apart and attacking bigger bodies that, oh, y'all should feel more comfortable or not feel bad for Ariana because people are attacking her body. How about it's all wrong? How about all y'all should shut the fuck up? How about all y'all should stop talking about people's bodies? How about we put a stop to it all? But no, we can't, because y'all have to be able to pick and choose things when it's convenient for you. There can never be any type of consistency with the imaginary moral code that y'all create for how you conduct yourselves on social media. Because y'all are oddly enough so delicate with certain situations and so unnecessarily vile in other conversations. So y'all can't sit up here and say, oh, well, so even trying to approach this conversation with being delicate with Ariana is so hard because y'all will call people any sort of names for like anything. Y'all don't know how to properly communicate with strangers on social media. There's no type of consistency that people can abide by because y'all pick and choose, and you guys are very, very strange. And you guys have a way of conducting yourselves on social media and real life, and they're entirely two different things. And a lot of you guys don't even realize that many of these people who are getting paid for their commentary are getting paid for their commentary. And to think that doesn't play a part in how comfortable they feel using certain tones in their commentary and being able to bend the imaginary social rules of social media. It's multiple things at play happening here. It's multiple things at play here. So, and I'm not even gonna get into it on this episode because we could talk about that next week. We could talk about that next week. I won't even get too deep into that. But y'all are strange. Prayers to Ariana, but like, this honestly doesn't need to be that big of a conversation, to be completely honest with you. It should simply just be all prayers to her. But because of all these think pieces and y'all are now using her entire history as a celebrity since a teenager against her, which I'm not saying is unfair, but it's like, it kind of is because we're talking about an illness, a mental illness that she cannot control, that isn't her fault? Do you think people choose to be mentally ill? Because an eating disorder is a mental illness. It's like using this lady's entire existence in front of you against her while she's sick is so fucked up. It is. It is. Everyone is like, oh, well, because she did this, this, and this, and she said that, and that. And it's like, cool. She hasn't displayed to be a perfect human in the public eye. We can't name even 5 people who have. Like, duh. Like, cool. If we were talking about her being like a bigot or something, or she said an N-word right now, we would be having an entirely different conversation. But acting like this lady chose this. And that's the thing. A lot of you are convinced that she has. Y'all actually have this whole, y'all actually must have invaded her brain, because a lot of y'all actually have a whole game plan written out of what you feel like her intention is, how you feel like she's manipulating people, how you think that she's weaponizing her body, and then the way that she presents. You guys have it all figured out. Y'all have it all figured out. And guess what? You could be right. You could be right. But that's all y'all care about, is being right. You don't care if she actually goes and gets help. You don't care if she doesn't and gets sicker and, God forbid, passes away. Y'all don't care about her mental health. Y'all don't care about anything else other than being right. And this is the problem, alongside many of other things with social media. We can't have these conversations like normal humans because y'all only care about being right. Cool. So let me hand you a cookie and an award. You may be proven to be right. Once that happens, then what? Because Ariana's health and true state of mind matters none to most of you bitching about her right now. We always want to pick and choose what we should or shouldn't talk about. It's y'all are full of shit, like on a consistent basis. Y'all do things on social media that you wouldn't let fly in real life. Y'all are parasocial and so obsessive over people that you don't know, that we're now in a space where there's no line. There's no line. It is the wild, wild west. And I am going to end this with saying, unfortunately, a lot of y'all just won't care. A lot of y'all won't be satisfied until motherfuckers just die, bro. And that's just me being honest. Y'all show it all the time. Like, y'all won't care until people just leave. And that's just the God's honest truth. And it's a very sad one, but until a motherfucker do shit your way, a stranger that you don't know, until someone does something the way that you want to do it, the way that you want them to do it, when you want them to do it, or until they literally just remove themselves from this planet, like, you literally won't be satisfied. Because there's no reason I should have seen the amount of aggression towards this lady the way that I have. I'm not saying that y'all shouldn't be doing it. No, I am saying that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be allowed to talk about her and talk about her body and talk about what possibly could be going on. I'm just saying that you also have the option to not go online and talk about it. You also have the option to use unharmful language if you want to not contribute to this downward spiral of this lady's mental health, which it may already be. Just only if you cared about that. But of course, if you don't, because she's famous, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you handle the situation, because who she is influencing matters more to you. Cool. Let's just be consistent moving forward, shall we? So when anyone else wants to attack somebody that y'all love, don't put up a shield in front of them. I actually don't want to hear this conversation. I actually never want to hear anyone bitch about anyone having anything to say about anyone's body ever again. Because the collective has clearly shown it doesn't really matter. Y'all are gonna let it rain for whoever's turn it is. So let's not make up this imaginary rule that we shouldn't talk about anyone's bodies, or that we should. There's no real rule here. Pick and choose. That's all y'all do. Anyway,